Osiyo, it's how we say hello in Cherokee. I'm your host, Jen Lauren, at the Cherokee Heritage Center, where visitors can learn about Cherokee history, culture, and lifeways, including our centuries-long history of trading. Copper is one of the many materials Cherokees have used and traded over time. Greg Stice is a Cherokee Nation citizen who's turned a copper jewelry making hobby into a thriving family business, harnessing our history and our community values to create wearable art that shares our Cherokee stories.
Family is very important, because if we don't have family, we don't have anything. And that's one thing is that being Cherokee, it's family, it's tradition, and we have to stay together. Hi, I'm Greg Stice. I am Cherokee and also Cherokee Copper. I was born in Anderson, Indiana. Grew up there till like 4. When we moved to Oklahoma, we moved around Oklahoma, various cities. It was kind of like a middle-class working family. Dad worked in the beer business. Mom worked various jobs wherever we were at. And we would always have a big garden, big family get-togethers on the weekends. And then we would come back home and do it again. It was good childhood growing up in Oklahoma. Pebble Ross is my grandmother. We're a descendant of Thomas Ross, which is Chief John Ross's older brother. And Pebble was the matriarch of the family. She was the keeper of the Stices, or the Rosses. She had to relearn because she grew up in an area where society wanted to push that out of a person. They did not want you to be Native. They did not want you to be Cherokee. But she was bringing it back into the family through learning more about the genealogy, the history of the family, what we was, and then immersed us into the Cherokee culture, like taking us to Cherokee Holiday, taking us to the Trail of Tears drama when they had it in Tahlequah at Park Hill, and where she slowly started to get us more immersed into the Cherokee culture. And she did a lot of research and created a book, and she got us onto the Cherokee rolls. She did all the genealogy, found out, and then wrote a book about the Rosses and where we are today. So she was the cornerstone and the rock of the family. It was something new and something that we as a family embraced and was proud of being Cherokee, but we just had to find more knowledge about it. The old Cherokee traditions was somewhat lost, and that is one of the hard things that I have found is trying to find the Cherokee imagery, the Cherokee stories, trying to dig that knowledge up from the past where we go all the way back into the Mississippi era to find those items. Cherokee was big in production of copper, and it was used as a natural metal that is easy to be formed. In the community, copper was used for ceremonial, jewelry, type of wearable art. I started to research and found out there's not many people providing that. There's maybe a handful of coppersmiths in the Cherokee tribe, and Josh and I are 2 of them. So that's how we started getting into making copper jewelry to fit the tribal need and tribal tradition and heritage. We as Cherokees want to be Cherokee. And that is one of the great things about Cherokee Copper is that we are able to express in our wearable art the Cherokee tradition, what it means to be Cherokee, and it also allows the 460,000 members to take part and to wear their tradition and to express that throughout the world. Well, during the summers when I was going to college from my sophomore year all the way through, I would go up to Rhode Island during the summer and work there. And that's where I met Lisa, my wife. We've been dating or married for 39 years. Seems like yesterday. Time flies when you're having fun, they say. Got 3 great kids, Mariah, Katie, and Joshua, which is all part of the team. We make crowns, earrings, necklaces, gorgets, cuffs, rings, Lisa does all the social media and the online marketing. The family helps do the design work. I do the creation, then turn it off to Josh. He does all the finish work and packaging. Mariah, she does all of the bead and pearl work. So when you see all of that, she does it. Then Katie does all the customer service and support. It's a family business. And that's the way I look at it, as Cherokee Copper's family. And what a great way to have a business that promotes being Cherokee, but we're doing with the loved ones that we have. But in the meantime, everybody's learning a skill and a trade that is dying off. The imagery that we use on Cherokee Copper, a lot of it is from the Mississippi East era, where we are, like I would say, reviving it and promoting it out into the Cherokee culture, but also we're doing it in an educational way to teach people what that imagery means. The double woodpecker, the 7 sacred lines or the 4 directions, the turtle, all has Cherokee meaning and culture. Now in 10 years of business, we've just now passed our 10,000th order. And then also we are just hitting our $1 million revenue. Start with a couple orders 10 years ago. We were excited. We'd go to a trade show and sell $400 worth of stuff. We were ecstatic and thought, okay, this thing's working. So we put the money back into the business, keep growing it. And then we created our own website, Cherokee Copper. We were at a point in time where, all right, our production quantities, our orders are starting to grow. Now, 10 years later, the largest Cherokee jeweler in the world. If you Google Cherokee jewelry, we're in the top 3 to 5 on all the platforms. People want to make a gorget or custom items. They ask people that are wearing our Cherokee jewelry out at powwows out in the world, and they say, hey, where'd you get that? And they say Cherokee Copper. Our deputy chief will wear it, the tribal council. We have all the various dignitaries of city, state, and government that wear our jewelry. We have all of our tribal members that wear it. We have non-tribal members that wear it. We were asked to make custom pieces for various artists, very high-name artists like Wes Studi or Sam Ewan from Outlander, where it's an honor that they call us to make such a one-of-a-kind item for those people. And it just blows my mind. And it's just like this little family business that we're making copper jewelry, and it all started out of a little black table 10 years ago. Being Cherokee is more than just being a member of the tribe. Being Cherokee is you're becoming a member of 460,000+ family members. And that is family where we take care of us. We take care of our elders. We take care of the young, the poor, the sick. And we provide the services to take care of them, educate them, and to make them successful into society where they can take care of themselves, their families, and then promote the Cherokee culture out into the world. We have a gift as Cherokees is that if I keep that knowledge to myself, it doesn't do anybody any good. But if I teach my kids, my peers in the jewelry industry, and the community about Cherokee ways, Cherokee traditions, Cherokee skills, that makes us all better for the future. But also, you have a responsibility of doing it as a Cherokee way, is in family, honor, respect, and where we are able to enjoy life, have fun with the family, being productive in society, but in a way that we're not by ourselves. We're together as a group or as a tribe, but we continue to strive to become better